Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Hey, if you're new here, you haven't yet, please consider feeding a hungry hippo by subscribing to the channel and hitting the thumbs up. Today is Monday, January 13th. Because it's a Monday, that means it's time for What Sold on eBay. Just like every week, I'm going to start with the plush. I show you every plush that sells every week. This week I only have one to show you. And then I've pulled just a few items out of our sales, some of the highlights to talk about with you. This is a teaching channel, so I do have a rhyme and a reason behind every item I show you. There's some kind of teachable moment there. And sometimes I do show you stuff I'm excited about, but I try to refrain from just having highlight reels and toot my own horn reels. I want to have teachable moments. Sales are kind of slow right now. We're still in that lull that comes after Christmas, right before people get their tax returns and start shopping again. But we're still doing pretty good, pretty okay. I didn't pull a lot out this week. I just pulled out a few this week to talk about with you, so I don't keep you for too long. Most of us are probably still doing a little bit of catch-up work from taking off for the holidays. And that being said, a week from today, next Monday, January 20th, the post office will be closed in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So there will be no shipping. And Keith and I will actually be taking the day off. So I will be a day late next week with my What Sold on eBay video. It will come out Tuesday. So let's jump on in with the My Little Pony Rainbow Dash. If you're new to Plush or My Little Ponies, they do all have these little pictures on their tush. They're called cutie marks, C-U-T-I-E. And if you don't know who you have or what character you have, you can always just Google, well, you can Google image the animal, the picture of the plush, and usually it will tell you who it is just by Google image search. But you can also Google cutie mark MLP for My Little Pony rainbow lightning bolt, and it will tell you who you have. But each My Little Pony has a unique cutie mark, just like the Care Bears have the marks on their tummies. And you can always look up who you have by those unique marks. My Little Ponies are all over the place. There are some that can be worth $100, and there are some that will sell for $2. It depends on what brand you have, what year, what character, the size. So don't overlook My Little Ponies. If the price is right and you have a volume-based business, you don't mind filler. If it's $1 or less, grab them all, bring them home. If you don't have that kind of business model, take the time to comp them and get the ones that are worth more. So the couple pieces of jewelry, just wanted to show you those real quick. And if you aren't aware, I do have for free a pricing guide for jewelry. I'm trying to educate folks that just because it's costume jewelry doesn't mean it's not worth money. You don't have to sell your costume jewelry at poop, garage sale, bottom of the barrel, flea market, quarter egg machines at the supermarket prices. Costume jewelry can be worth some really good money. So if you want the pricing guide, it is for free. I'll put the link in the description for you. Hopefully I can reach a few people. You know, I've been teaching for 8 years not to race to the bottom, and people still do. I can't reach all of the people in the world that are resellers, and the majority of them aren't going to listen anyway, because people who race to the bottom are selfish turds. Yes, I said it. And if it made you feel some type of way, you're the problem. But if you want, the guide is there. And I'll get off my soapbox. You all know I have to at least once every video complain about those that race to the bottom. It's a real problem, and it ruins it for everybody. Price items at what they're worth. If you need to, for your own ego, be the first to sell it, or you need to sell yours really fast for bills, or you want money quick, price it at the same price everybody else is pricing them at, and then run a sale 50 or 75% off. Yours will still sell first. I already said I was getting off the soapbox, but we're 13 days into the new year. I just finished updating all of our guides, and the amount of brands and types of items and things that have just gone down in value, it grinds my gears. And I can't, like I said, I can't reach the whole world. People don't listen anyway. People don't want to hear it. But if you are a smart reseller who values yourself and values the time that you spend and values your items and wants to sell things at market value, I do have those guides available for you, and the costume jewelry pricing guide is free. This is a celestial astrological charm bracelet. It has these cute little charms on it, and it's this like little hook cuff kind of bracelet. It's really cute. So I did take a best offer on the bracelet of $16. So if this hadn't been on my 30% off weekend sale and I hadn't have accepted an offer, this bracelet would have been listed at $20. And I had $5 shipping on it. And then here's a multi-layer beaded bracelet. I used brown, boho, copper tone, all good keywords here. This is a very nice looking bracelet as well. It was on sale and I took a best offer of $12. Now, I am always willing to run sales and take best offers. Like I mentioned earlier, price items at what they're worth, and then you can run sales and you can take offers. You can price, say, Miss Me jeans. They used to sell for $50 and $60. I have to start mine at $40 now. But I can start them at $40, and if all the turds in the world want to sell theirs for $20, I can run a sale. Or if I have stale ones or just old inventory I'm trying to get rid of, the option of running sales and taking offers is always there. And then you can take those off if you want to sell it for full price. You get the opportunity to set up sales and take offers as part of paying for a subscription for a store on eBay. And you really should be utilizing all of the tools that are given to you when you pay that price. You're paying for a subscription and then eBay gives you tools. You should be using them because they do help you sell. And that's running the sales. They have coupons, newsletters, and your free coupon that you get to use every quarter for free supplies. So utilize those tools. They're there. They're part of your price that you're paying. You might as well use them because they help you to reach more buyers and to sell more items. I think a lot of people neglect the newsletters and the coupons the most, and most people use the sales. But don't be afraid to go on the back on your eBay and look around. You can also use eBay to link right to Pinterest and other social media sites. There's no harm in trying more to reach more people, right? If it's not costing you any more dollars than what you're already paying for your store subscription. I wanted to show you this comic. The chances of you finding this exact comic are probably 1 in a million. We buy our comics bulk. We buy them in big lots, and we pay like $1 a comic, sometimes less depending on how much are in the lot. And we get some that we sell for $8, and we got some that we sell for $100. It all varies. And that's kind of the same with most things that you're going to buy wholesale. With electronics, a lot of times you can almost guarantee that 10% of the bulk buy is going to be trash. Like if you buy remotes, there's going to be battery corruption in remotes that don't work. If you buy bulk video games, a lot of them are going to be scratched. You might get empty cases. So with things like that, we have noticed about 10% can just be said it can't be sold. But I do find that bulk or wholesale buying with plush, comics, jewelry, thread-up boxes, what I can sell or what I have to get rid of that's garbage right off the top is way less than 10%. That's kind of like an electronics number. Most of the time, I can sell about 99.9% of everything I get. But I get everything from poopy beanie babies to Stife bears in my plush boxes. I get a thredUp box, and I have everything from Massimo to Mother Jane's. Comic books, again, can vary. So that's a risk you take when you buy wholesale, but your cost of goods is so low that if you have a volume-based business, it's worth it because your cost of goods is so low, and hundreds and hundreds of items are being delivered right to your front door. You don't even have to leave the house. You don't have to spend time outsourcing. But that's my business model. I spend my time listing and photographing. I don't spend any time thrifting. If you have the business model where you're doing less volume and higher average sale prices, you're spending less time listing, less time photographing, and more time out in the wild, thrifting and going from store to store to yard sales, comping, looking up sell-through rates and prices. And that's fine. It's not a bad way to run a business. The way I run mine isn't a bad way. It's just, what kind of business do you want? You have to base it around your life. Where do you want to spend your time? If you like thrifting and hunting and you have that ability, the business model that's not mine is probably for you. I don't like it. I like just sitting in my office all day listing and photographing, and that's fine too. It's where you spend your time. A lot of people say, like my kind of business model, oh, you're wasting time because you're listing. I'm spending the same amount of time on my business as anyone else. It's just I'm spending it at home in my pajamas, watching TV, taking pictures and listing. I don't leave the house. I don't have to go outsourcing. So it's kind of like, it's almost like a personality choice, but also a business choice based on what items you can find in your area. If you have a disability like me, you probably don't want to go out all the time, put stress on your body. So I wanted to mention all of that just in case you're someone who thinks this isn't going to work for me because I can't go outsourcing. I don't like it. There is the option of sitting at home and having hundreds of items delivered to you. You just have to be willing to have a volume-based business and have items that range in price from $8 up to $100. And if that doesn't work for you, the other way might. This is just like an average comic book that we get in these buys. This one sold for $17.14. We had $5.50 shipping on it. But I do find that crossover comics do well. So I wanted to mention that also to you guys. If you find, like, this is Aliens versus Predator. Jeez, we're going to talk. There's some that cross Star Trek and other genres. Those are always good. So if you see these out in the wild, give them a comp. You may want to buy it. We had a bulk buy. So I am still running that coupon every weekend where if they buy 2 or more items, they get 50% off of their order. And it's still going good. I'm still getting at least 1 or 2 orders every weekend. Not as much as I was getting in Q4. Obviously, people aren't shopping as much after Christmas in this little lull period. But I'm still getting 1 or 2 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and run it because people are buying stuff that I want to move more quickly. And that's fine with me. So 2 pairs of jeans, they still paid the shipping and I'm fine with this. I paid 99 cents or less for all of my jeans. And then I wanted to show you my poop video game we sold. If you are a longtime viewer and you can think all the way back to the shutdown in 2020, Keith and I got a couple of bins full of video games for free. And some of them were really good video games that sold for $50, $40, $30. And of course, those sold right away. During shutdown, people were stuck at home, so they were buying stuff like puzzles, board games, video games, crafts, things like that. And normally, even outside of that, good video games are going to sell very quickly. They have a very high sell-through rate. And there were some poop ones in there. And some of them didn't even have cases. They just were like in these yellow envelopes. But we listed everything. Because during shutdown, you had to list what you had. Their thrift stores weren't open. It was a little harder to get wholesale back then too. So we just listed everything we had, but they were also free. So it was kind of worth the time. We still have one tiny little bin left. And by tiny, I mean like, I think it's like a foot long. One of those like little Rubbermaid bins. And then it's just 2 rows in there standing up. Not very many are left. They're still selling once in a while. They didn't cost us anything. They're super easy to list and fast too. A lot of times we put, actually 99.9% of the time anymore, we do put our video games on what I refer to as Keith's eBay, which is our eBay that's not public. So the Hippo Hut is public. This is the one that I list all of my stuff on and talk to you guys about and show you. But we do have one that stays behind the scenes. And he lists most of his video games over there these days. But, you know, my eBay is the volume-based business, so it gets the poop stuff, and that's okay. Free is free. Especially when it's harder to find items. Like during shutdown, you could have given me a box of pens and I would have been grateful. I'm going to list these pens one by one because I have inventory now. All right, I did take best offer of $3 on this. I had 2 of this one. So the first one had sold for like $6 a couple years ago, and this one finally sold for $3 plus $5.50 shipping. All right, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything I said in this video, I know I talked a whole bunch about a lot of stuff. I figure sometimes if I'm just going to pull out a handful of items to show you, I'm going to use them to kind of segue into teachable moments about wholesale and different business models and pricing and things like that. So I covered a lot. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Chances are I probably have a lot of videos already up about what I've talked about. So if you need to see newsletters or coupons, let me know. I can link the video and lead you in the correct direction. And as always, if I don't have a video about something you want to see, I'll be more than happy to make it for you guys. So leave comments, join my Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod, and I will see you in the next one. You guys go be productive and make some money. Thanks for watching. Bye.